We are at the GeoVision studios with Mr. Juan Mandelbaum, the director of the film Nuestros Desaparecidos.
Duerme en medio del naufragio y sueña que se despierta en el corazón de un hombre que se sacude la pena.
Our Disappeared, Nuestros Desaparecidos, a film by Juan Mandelbaum. Juan embarks on a journey to find out what happened to an old girlfriend during the military dictatorship in Argentina between 1976 and 1983. In this documentary, he shares dramatic stories told by parents, siblings, friends, and children of the disappeared. What was your motivation to produce this film?
About 4 years ago, I was just thinking about an old girlfriend that I had from my university days in Buenos Aires, and I did a Google search, and her name showed up on a list of people who had disappeared. So that really was a big shock for me, and so I went to Argentina to try to find out what had happened to her. And as I did that, I started thinking about making a film about these stories, about people that I knew who had disappeared. The shock that someone as warm and caring as Patricia had been killed brought back all the horror and heartbreak of those years and moved me to come home.
I was at the screening, as you know, and there was a woman in the audience, and she said that watching the film, she was very angry, but that the film did not come off as being angry. Were you surprised by her reaction to the film?
No, because my film doesn't have an agenda. This is my view. So I think on purpose the film kind of lets you come into it slowly and then starts telling you these horrific stories, but in a way that you can feel that anger as that woman did. But it's not a film that's in a sense like provocative or gratuitously shocking, even though the stories are very shocking. But it was very important to us that not to go sort of over the top. That's not my style. It's very easy to make a very sensationalistic film about this subject. And so we were very careful about that, so that you would, to make it very true and very honest, and so that you could really get deeply into these very moving and very tragic stories. The chants of 30 years ago are still sung today. On that day, I saw the faces of some of my old friends. Without Patricia, I would have never made this journey home. She moved me to remember, to grieve, and to share these stories. Thanks to her, I'm no longer far away.
What did you want the viewers to leave with when they were finished seeing it?
That's a good question, because that's something that was always on my mind. I wanted people to understand what the human effect is when these kind of terrible tragedies happen in a country. That it's not just a number, it's not just 30,000 people killed, but it's a mother, it's a father, it's a brother, it's a son, a daughter, whose lives are affected forever. So everybody knows someone or of someone who disappeared. So it was really, a friend of mine said that this was like the film that I had in me. And it took me a long time until I was able to have the opportunity to do this film and to tell this story. But I think it is a film that I always had in me.
Hoy que todavía falta lo que faltaba hace tiempo, aún nos queda la memoria, aunque prefiera el silencio. Aunque ya no esté de moda, aunque parezca vencida, sigue esperando, serena, y se lame las heridas. Duerme en medio del naufragio
y sueña que se despierta en el corazón de un hombre que se sacude la pena.